Hello, welcome to our first ever episode of Who Wants to Smoke. As always, I'm Larry.
I'm Spencer.
And we brought our special guest Simran in today to talk some sports.
Hey, how's it going?
It's the Eagles fan.
The Eagles fan.
That's all I have to say about that.
We got me locked in that position, I'm happy.
Better beat them Cowboys. Oh no, those Cowboys are eliminated.
out of it.
Thank God.
They did beat them.
I think those Cowboys are trash.
Like,
I
know we're going to
Cowboys.
talk about the Eagles in just a second, but I saw a stat yesterday in the game, which is absolutely crazy.
What about
Carson
it?
Wentz is the first quarterback with over 4,000 passing yards, and not even one receiver the whole year had over 500 yards receiving.
That's pretty nuts. Well distributed of the ball. It's good.
It's crazy.
Can't say
That's
that
pretty
about
good.
Dak Prescott,
No, he
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
even throw it 5 yards.
Honestly, I feel like he likes Gallup more than Cooper, and I think Cooper's better.
Cooper's
Like,
phenomenal. He doesn't
yeah.
use them.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
ridiculous.
And
Some of this
Zeke
talent in the
barely give it
league.
to him either.
Yeah.
My funniest moment though this week, honestly, is when I saw Skip Bayless throw his freaking Dak Prescott jersey in the trash can. And that was pretty.
That was great.
That was pretty.
That was
funny.
great.
Alrighty.
All
Well,
right.
first we're gonna lead off with the breaking news that happened right after the game, the Cleveland Browns game yesterday. The Freddie Kitchens firing.
Thank the Lord. Get him out of here.
Yeah, he Browns really let it down this year, so I think it was
Superstar talent. And they wasted it.
Yeah.
The two names that have came up now for possibly getting hired by the Browns is Urban Meyer
Yep.
and Josh McDaniels of the
Yep. The
Pats.
offensive coordinator.
So, out of those
Which-
two names, which one do you
But-
think would most
All
likely
right.
get hired?
In my
right?
personal opinion, you can never trust Josh McDaniels to leave the Patriots because he's had
Yeah, I know.
opportunities
It's true.
over the
That's
past
true.
like
He-
7 seasons, and he's backed out last minute every time.
He screwed the Colts
So-
in that.
Yeah, they did screw the Colts.
Actually, I don't think he screwed him because if you look at him, like
Yeah.
that
They're
coach
not
turned out
bad.
to be pretty good.
But he screwed the Eagles because the Colts head coaches was the Eagles offensive coordinator, and the year he left,
Yeah.
the Eagles, their offense looked pretty bad. So
But they revived it.
They're
though.
getting it
revived
together.
it, yeah.
It's all. This is, for the most part, around the league, I've seen a rebuild.
No, I get you.
So this is pretty good so far. So
So
let's
yeah.
get into our.
Let's get into the few games that we
Yeah.
think were really important. So the first one is the Pats versus the Dolphins,
Yep.
and Fitz magic went off.
Did it again.
This game, 320 yards,
Yeah.
a rush TD, a pass TD. Devontae Parker looked like a Pro Bowler.
He did. He
He
looked
had 8
great.
receptions for 137 yards.
He did great.
And Eric Rowe, the scrub that used to be on the Eagles out of all things,
He was on the
had
Patriots
a pick
too.
6.
He was on the
He had a
Pats.
pick-
He picked off Brady.
I know. I don't know where that ball was supposed to even go. That looked awful.
It was a very
Like,
lazy pass. I watched that over and over again, and I just shook my head because I was just
Yeah.
like, "What are you doing?"
I was shocked at that. Honestly, you don't expect the Dolphins, who got blown out 59-10 against Baltimore in Week 1, to
Yeah.
in Week 17, beat the Patriots, to cause them to have to not have a first-round bye.
I
Tell
know
them how
it's
you found out
pathetic.
about the Dolphins. Tell me you
Absolutely
told us
pathetic.
earlier.
So I was watching the Star Wars game during
The Star Wars game.
Sorry, the Star Wars, the latest, the eighth Star Wars, the eighth Star Wars movie during the game.
Yeah.
And my dad told me that the Dolphins just beat his team, and I'm like, I was enjoying. I was like, damn, that's sick.
Your dad is like,
This has been
Yeah.
very up and down for the Patriots this season, and I kind of, not gonna lie, I kind of saw it coming just because they had nothing to really lose from this. They weren't gonna make the playoffs. Their record is abysmal.
It's a
And the
divisional
Patriots
game.
are playing
though.
for everything, and
Is
when
it-
there's interdivisional rivals, especially one as the Dolphins and Patriots, it's gonna be a good game.
That's true.
But we didn't expect it to be like that.
I mean, I have the stats for the Pats: 221 yards, 2 TDs, and a pick
Yeah,
for Brady.
that was a
pick
pick
six.
six too.
Pick 6.
Bad.
Sony Michel had 18 rushes for 74 yards.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
This is one I know, and this is the one thing I got to give the Pats. Like, even though
He
I'm not
can
the biggest
run.
fan of them, like they don't have any receivers, and Philip Dorsett was their leading receiver with 1 reception for 50 yards,
Are you
and
serious?
that's it.
I personally, I kind of a little bit disagree with that. Mohamed Sanu's pretty good. He's just
Well, he
getting a
didn't
little
show
old.
up.
Yeah.
Is it N'Keal Harry? He's
They're gonna
pretty
say
good.
Keanu Reeves.
I
It's
mean,
like, what?
nah, he's not in football. What are you talking about?
He's in movies.
They've got a good receiver core that's rookies. They got a lot to develop and a lot to go forward with this. But as of right now, I don't see much going forward with this team. I don't see them going very deep into the playoffs this year.
I see them potentially even losing to the Titans in the first round.
Because they've been honestly the hottest team except for the Ravens right now.
I think they'll squeak
really
by.
The AFC.
They'll squeak by there. I think they'll lose to the Chiefs.
The Titans, okay, granted, they did blow out the Texans without Deshaun Watson, but the Titans have been on quite a streak lately, you know.
A.J. Brown, the rookies look really good.
Henry.
Yeah.
The thing about the Titans that I think the Patriots defense can easily contain is Tannehill's a good quarterback and he's very mobile, but I think the Patriots can contain him. He's not like a Lamar Jackson type of player where the Patriots struggle against mobile quarterbacks. So I think the Patriots will do a decent job containing Tannehill. Of course, he's going to scramble and get out of the pocket, but I think he will genuinely take over. The defense will take over.
The other concern is Brady's got to put up points.
Brady does.
And he's not had the greatest success lately.
Yeah,
you know?
He looks like the old fart everyone's saying in the media. You know, he really does. And his arm looks like a grandma's arm. I mean, that pick yesterday. Who was that going to?
Yeah.
Two receivers right there.
I just
and
don't.
he just threw
The
the pick
biggest
six.
thing to signify that Brady's getting older is when he used to throw bombs, they were lasers. Now they're like floaters in basketball.
They're lazy, very lazy throws. He does not have
we were
the
just
arm
speaking
strength.
of the Titans, and we could segue into the Titans game right now.
Yeah,
Tannehill 2 TDs, Henry 32 carries for 211
he's a
yards.
workhorse.
Wow.
I mean,
He is the all-time leading rusher this year, Derrick Henry. And A.J. Brown, this rookie, had my fantasy team.
me too. Yeah, he did well.
He 4 receptions, 124 yards. He seems to ball out every single game he's in.
Well, he's hit or miss, but he's doing well. He does have some really big games, but if you look at his stats, he's hit or miss.
When he doesn't put up stats, it's because everyone's guarding him. The safeties
I mean,
go to
he's
him.
a big body.
He's a big body.
I think the fact that they're committed to that run game, 32 rushes is a lot of rushes.
You keep in
I
mind.
wish they gave Le'Veon Bell that.
Yeah.
The biggest thing, in like my opinion, Derrick Henry was a Heisman winner. You expected to see something like this happen eventually. It took him a little bit to get into the league and to make an impact as much as he is now, but I saw this coming a little bit just because he is talented.
I'm just going to say this, though. There have been Heisman winners in the past that have turned out to be nothing in the NFL. Like, the biggest one that comes out to me, Johnny Manziel.
Yeah,
he was
nothing.
a drunk.
Oh, okay.
Let's be real. He had a lot of issues, and you could see that in college. Personally, Johnny Manziel he's good, but the partying and everything he was doing outside of that, I was just like, something's gonna happen.
I mean, but you look at Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
His success has not been, the greatest.
He has more success in commercials than he does on the
He
field.
has more commercials than wins, like Stephen A. says all the time.
It's pretty
sad.
funny.
It's
It's unfortunate. It really is.
All right. Well, I'm not going to read the Texan stats because they really didn't try.
Yeah.
They
benched everybody.
They benched everybody.
It doesn't make
if you
any
want to
sense.
get A.J. McCarron, 225 yards of interception, whoop-de-doo. All right?
Brutal.
No one cares.
Brutal.
Now, this is the game that
Our guest.
you did it. You guessed right here. The Eagles NFC East champions. Wentz had 289 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Who the heck is Boston Scott? Because this guy went off yesterday.
He's honestly, he's looking like Tyreek Hill with that speed. I'm not even kidding. You watch that game, he was going off. I'm like, I'll take it.
19 rushes, 54 yards, 3 TDs, and 4 receptions with 84 yards. I mentioned earlier, not even a receiver on the team has 500 yards receiving. So Boston Scott almost had a fifth of what every receiver has.
It's ridiculous.
Which is crazy. And just to name, because of the injuries to Nelson Aguilar, Alshon Jeffrey, Deshaun Jackson, this is who they have at receiver. Let's make this clear. Greg Ward.
Who's that?
He was on the practice squad.
Okay. Joshua Perkins.
Practice squad.
Robert Davis.
I didn't even know he was on our team yesterday.
And Dallas Goddard.
Goddard, yeah.
Goddard.
Is he a tight end?
Yeah, he's a tight end.
Yeah.
No, 2 of them are tight ends.
Yeah.
2 of them are receivers.
Goddard is a
When I
familiar
looked
name.
at the stats, these 2 no-names were in the top 5 for production.
Yeah. Because we had no Zach Ertz, we had no
That's a big
Jeffrey, no Aguilar, none of the top receivers or even top tight ends. Goddard has been pretty decent lately, but all our top players were out.
Yeah.
Once
Who is Robert Davis? Where the heck did he come from?
No idea. Couldn't even tell you.
See, what are they going to do come playoff time if they have these no-name receivers?
I mean, Lance has been doing it.
He's been doing it?
He's been doing it for 4 weeks, 4-game winning
I
streak
got to
now.
give him credit, though. For a quarterback that literally had nothing on offense, he somehow beat The Cowboys.
Cowboys.
You know,
Cowboys, Giants twice.
Okay,
and
yeah,
the
I'm
Redskins.
sorry. The Giants and Redskins are trash. The Cowboys are the one true threat.
That's
All
true.
right.
But if Saquon is on his game, you can't deny
Saquon
that.
went off yesterday for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Long
but
touchdown.
he was dying for that because the O-line's been so trash.
And he's still is he
and-
rumored to be
and-
hurt still?
I have no idea, but the season's done, so we'll be fine next year.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
In regard to the Giants, well, before Daniel Jones, 301 yards, a touchdown, interception. This dude cannot hang on to the freaking ball.
Yeah.
He needs to hang on to the ball if he wants to be a professional quarterback. Every game I watch with the Giants on TV, this guy fumbles once every time.
But he's better than Manning. At this
I-
stage in the
I
game, he's better
understand
than
that.
Manning.
I understand that, but at least I know with Eli, think of the mathematics with this, right?
Yeah.
He can throw the ball,
Mhm.
and if it gets picked, at least it's further away.
Yeah. That's
Right?
true.
With the fumble, it's right there where
Yeah.
the line of scrimmage is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'd rather have Eli throw a billion picks than Daniel Jones fumble the ball a billion times.
Yeah, he's got to be more careful.
Yeah, but the thing is, with a fumble, you can easily get that back. With a pick, you're pretty much done for. They're not going to get rid of the ball once they get tackled.
No,
You know
of
what I'm
course, of course.
Like
that's
fumbles are at least easier to get back.
true. Well, Barkley did go off yesterday too for 17 rushes, 92 yards, and a touchdown. Caden Smith had 8 receptions for 98 yards. I honestly knew who that was until that game. And Golden Tate, who I know,
He's good.
5 receptions, 68 yards, and a touchdown. But the
I feel
biggest
bad
news,
for that guy though.
the biggest news coming from yesterday is the Eagles have won the division,
Good.
and Pat Shermer just got fired.
Oh,
Yeah.
did he?
He just got fired.
All right, I'll take that.
They kept the GM though, Dave Gettleman. They kept him, but they fired Pat Shermer.
I see.
So
I wonder who they're going to replace him with.
Well, rumors are if Dallas fires Jason Garrett, he might go for that New York Giants position.
good luck with that.
You know, that's going to make the Giants worse, in my opinion. Like, I cannot stand Jason Garrett. Like, I just look at him,
And, all
and
he's
it
doing
gets
is
me
clap.
mad.
He's just claps. That's all.
Ugh.
He's Coach Clap.
He's terrible.
He's a meme at this point. I saw someone make a whole song about how the Cowboys were great in the 90s.
Oh, my
And all
God.
He does his clap and pat his guys on the back
Yeah.
like, you go.
Like, I'm
Like-
sorry, but, like, what does he do as a coach?
I
Like,
really
what
don't
does
know.
he do?
Throw a few challenge flags every here and there.
Ugh.
Give him a little clap.
Just makes me mad. Like, that whole organization, like,
He
they...
doesn't
We'll
call
get into
plays.
the
He doesn't call
Cowboys.
plays.
Ugh.
It's ridiculous.
The Cowboys just get... They grind my gears. That's one of the teams that definitely
Agree.
grinds my gears.
Well, yeah, Pat Shermer. Here's the big question now that I don't think any of you guys are thinking about. Where do you think Pat Shermer goes from here? A coordinator position on like a random bad team? Like what
I
is?
think he might be out for a couple seasons.
I-
Maybe he'll take a coordinator position, but
I can see that.
but I think Mike McCarthy got fired last year, and he hasn't been in a position right now.
That I feel bad for Mike McCarthy
Yeah.
because he was set up to fail because of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why.
But I
Yeah,
think-
if
I
your
think-
star quarterback doesn't like it.
Yeah, I mean Mike McCarthy's up there too for taking the Giants position.
Oh my God! I don't want to.
Wasn't he also rumored to be in another place as well? I forgot. There
I
was
think the
another
Jets are
rumor.
considering him
Was
if
it
they
the
fire
Jets?
Gase.
They're not going to fire
They
Gase.
should
We
be
ended
fired.
6-2.
To be honest, I think with the Jets, they are a rebuilding team.
Yeah.
They need some time with a
They
new
need
coach.
time, but they need better management.
And personally, like you can
you gotta
say,
fire the GM. You gotta fire the coach. And
Okay,
you just need
well,
a
we
brand
did-
new structure.
Okay, the Jets did fire their GM originally.
Yeah, but they fired him after the draft.
No, I admit that's the most stupid thing in the world.
Stupidest thing in the
But
world.
then we got Joe Douglas, who was ironically the Eagles GM,
yeah,
right?
Okay.
And since we can't really do anything because he got signed right before the season began.
Yeah.
All the free agents are signed, the draft's done.
Yeah.
We don't know what this guy can do for us
That's
yet,
true.
so we got to give him at least a season to prove himself.
That's fair enough.
That's what the Jets are.
and they're
looking
starting
at.
to get it together. At least
Exactly.
the second half of the season. I mean, what did you say? Best record, second best record.
Second best record in the league for the second half of the year. We went 6-2. The only team that was better was Baltimore, and that's it.
And they're Super Bowl favorites right now. So
True.
They're looking pretty hot.
The last game from yesterday, what I thought was, I watched the whole thing yesterday. It was great. 49ers versus Seattle Seahawks.
yeah, that was a
ending.
good game.
Controversial
Marshawn.
ending.
Controversial ending too.
Marshawn came back, scored his first
They threw
touchdown.
Skittles in the end zone.
Yeah, dude.
They did.
Hey, Marshawn Lynch's favorite
They
candy.
had to,
You
they
know
had
that guy
to, they
loves
had to
Skittles.
stop the game to go pick Skittles out the end zone.
I mean, what, are they nervous they're gonna get in their cleats? Like, I don't understand. Like, it's just a Skittle. You're not gonna
It could
trip on
affect the
Skittles.
catch, you know?
Oh yeah, but,
I'm kidding.
with all
I
the end
really
zone
know.
rules
That,
these
that
days.
ending was just straight trash. That was clear pass interference on the 49ers that would have ended up having, first and goal again for the Seahawks. Could have scored.
Oh, I remember that play.
Yeah.
On Hollister, I think?
Yeah, it was Hollister. That was blatant. He was just grabbing
Even
him.
Russell was like, where is the penalty?
The one thing I got to give the Seahawks, penalty is when they got to the half-yard line, it was first and goal, and Russell Wilson spiked it. He should have just gone for it.
I think he should have too.
I think he should have fake spiked and just
pull a Dan Marino.
But they then messed
Brady,
up.
just get in there.
Yeah, but then they messed up. They got a delayed game, moved him back 5 yards, and that caused a big issue,
Hey, you wonder how salty Marshawn is that he didn't run it in?
Yeah,
half-yard line? He should have done it. Why didn't he do it?
I know.
They should have.
Honestly, they were at the 5-yard line, right? They threw that pass at the 1 or whatever. They didn't have any timeouts. Yeah. So they wouldn't have time to make the substitution, put Lynch in with those couple seconds left. But also, I hated the refs at the end of the game because the Niners ran up with the ball, even though that was a completed pass. Yeah. There's a few seconds left. Everyone's there.
Yeah.
They could have ran up and tried to do something. I'm not saying they would have won. Yeah, but I'm saying they could have done something.
They were scrambling, right? So you have the opportunity to just go for it.
Yeah. QB sneak it one more time on fourth.
You could have done it.
It usually catches the defense off guard if the QB sneaks it
remember
in.
One time,
Always.
I remember one game, Pittsburgh, they fake spiked, threw it for a touchdown.
Yeah.
They were like 30, 40 yards out.
Yeah, to the tight end.
The defense thought they were going to spike it, so they weren't ready, and they fake spiked and threw it. Big Ben.
Well, to talk about some about the game last night. Jimmy G had 288 yards. He was 18 for 22.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's a good game for him.
Raheem Mostert, but I called him Pop-Tart a lot last night as a joke. 10 rushes, 57 yards, 2 TDs. Debo Samuel, 5 receptions for 102 yards. Kittle had 7 receptions for 86 yards.
It's pretty good for a tight end.
Yeah, I know. And Seattle last night, what I remember from Seattle last night is I remember the first half, Russell Wilson sucked.
Yeah,
he was awful. But somehow this guy, in any situation, I know he's been defined for that stupid play call by Pete Carroll in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. But if you look at the actual stats from 2011 or 12, this guy is the most clutch quarterback in the entire league. He comes back from the most amazing things.
That's why I didn't want to. That's why I was rooting for San Francisco to. That's why I was rooting for Seattle to win, so that the Eagles would have to play San Francisco because they have less experience in the playoffs. And I don't want to play Seattle.
Now you gotta.
Now we have to, but
they're a force this year. Yeah. I mean, Russell Wilson.
Wild card or first seed doesn't matter. They'll be up there.
I think they're gonna make it pretty far this year.
True.
I mean, especially with veteran presence and beast mode again. He still shows he can play, and I really hope that Pete Carroll does not make the same mistakes he did a while back to get him off the team in the first place.
True.
He retired after that. That's showing how pissed off he was.
But honestly, I have to give Seattle Seahawks fan base a ton of credit. That stadium is a whole other event in itself. I remember during the whole beast mode run, I'm not saying obviously it was huge, but they actually popped up on the earthquake scale. They actually had a little boom in it, and I'm like, wow.
You get loud over there.
It was crazy to me. Yeah. The fan base is so into that team through the highs and the lows, and I got to give them credit. I feel like they were one of the reasons why the Seattle Seahawks even got back into that game because the crowd is so passionate, and when Seattle sucks,
they let them have it.
They let them have it.
Yeah.
For sure.
The only other place I think that's how they're playing is Philly, and that's really
they let you hear it. You could be up 34-0, and you throw a pick, they'll boo you.
Oh God, yeah. Doesn't matter if you're an MVP caliber quarterback,
True,
wide receiver, anything. You'll get it.
So then I was thinking we should go over the 3 big things in my eyes. We should go over MVP, which I think is pretty obvious.
Sure.
Coach of the year, and who you think is the defensive player of the year.
Sure.
And maybe a rookie of the year as well.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right.
So first we'll start off with the easy one.
Yeah, so I think MVP, I think it's pretty unanimous.
It's pretty unanimous.
Lamar Jackson.
Think Lamar Jackson.
Carson wins.
I mean,
no, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Get out of here. Yeah, Lamar Jackson. He's played an unbelievable game so far this year. He's just phenomenal. You can't really stop the guy. I mean, everyone thought he was trash last year.
Rushing record.
And he did that. And I mean, it's pretty insane what he's done this year, and easy Super Bowl favorite with how he's performing and how his team's performing. Yeah. So, so that takes away MVP.
That takes away MVP. So, I think Coach of the Year. This is where I think we're gonna have the biggest debate. Yeah. Okay, for me, even though they did not make the playoffs, they were close. I think it was Mike Tomlin. He had
You think so?
nothing to work with at all. He had who was Mason Rudolph?
Yeah.
And what's the other guy's name? Gus Hodges or something like
Yeah,
that?
it's something.
I don't
like
follow
Yeah.
the Steelers that much, to be honest
exactly.
with you.
He had nothing at quarterback. He lost Le'Veon Bell. He lost Antonio Brown. He
No,
lost a
That's a good thing, though.
but I'm just saying talent-wise, it's a big drop-off. That means your main number one threat is Juju Smith-Schuster,
Who's nasty.
but he's always covered all the time because
Yeah.
he's the only true threat.
Yeah.
All right?
That's true.
The running back Connor was injured most of the season, and the fact that they finished 8-8,
Yeah.
I think Mike Tomlin deserves Coach of the Year just for getting to that point with so much not in his favor.
I mean, it's fair. It's definitely fair.
That would be my Coach of the Year. What about you, Simon?
So I'm definitely gonna have to go with Freddie Kitchens, given his.
Freddie
I'm kidding.
Kitchens.
You'll fly it.
You're fired for being such a great coach. You know?
Yeah.
No, I'm actually gonna have to agree with you. I think Mike Tomlin definitely deserves it. I think in order to be best coach, you really have to look at the players that you have and the talent you have, and if you can lift that talent, how much can you lift that talent? And Mike Tomlin didn't have much talent. They lost Le'Veon Bell, they lost Antonio Brown, and they lost Big Ben. And they're going off third string, fourth string quarterbacks, and you managed to get a 500 season, whereas teams like, who are way better, like Cowboys, who have a huge amount of talent, can't even get to 500.
I can't talk about anything, though,
They
can
got
I?
to 500.
They got to 500. But the fact that those two teams both got to 500, given the talent level, is very surprising. So
It's
I
surprising.
definitely go with Mike Tomlin on that.
Very surprising.
What about you?
I'm going to have to go with the Ravens head coach.
Really?
I think
John
so.
Harbaugh.
Because-
choose the top dog.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
Listen to me. The
I-
reason I think so is because you look at last season.
Yeah.
You look at where the Ravens ended up, what they did.
Yeah.
Okay? Complete turnaround this year.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson went from a quarterback that they said could only run the ball.
Yeah.
And he proved this year that he is a dynamic playmaker and can create just about anything for positive yards.
Okay.
And I respect that. And I think it starts with the head coach.
Okay.
I think the head coach really turned around that offense to make them one of the top dogs in the league. You can't say that.
I agree.
That's-
I think he really had to change the way that they had to approach the game.
Exactly.
Because Flacco's a very pocket passer
Mhm.
versus Lamar's a good pocket pass, but still gonna run around.
Yeah.
And he had to completely change that dynamic, and so yeah, I agree. with that, but
I understand that, but
I still think it's harder to. It's easier when you're given talent to be able to use that talent,
Yeah.
but it's much harder to not have talent and pull whatever talent that they do have, and
actually
use
come
that.
out decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Like I said, this was coming from a guy that all the analysts said last year was only a running quarterback. They did not see anything for Lamar Jackson last
Well,
year.
to be honest with you too, like
And I didn't have much faith.
I'll be honest with you, the way it looked for Lamar Jackson last year, he was set up to fail last year because of the benching of because Joe Flacco was gone,
Yeah.
right? Joe Flacco was gone. He had to take over a whole team by himself for a rookie, and then face. At the time, people actually respected the Chargers, okay?
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, like Phillip Rivers is gonna absolutely torch him. And the fact that they were still in that game even then, I was like, okay, like they actually have a shot of being something. No one expected this.
That's what
You
I'm
know,
saying.
but-
But this was a complete turnaround.
Yeah.
But either way, both coaches, I think, are good.
Good
Top
for
picks.
Both in
AFC
the same
North.
division, yeah.
And then the other two are jokes.
yeah.
All right,
For sure.
freaking Freddie Kitchens is gone, and
Yeah.
the other guy, I don't even know his name.
Yeah,
Bengals,
I
like
have no idea who the coach is because they fired the other guy, right? And I
Marvin
don't know.
Lewis.
Yeah, they fired Marvin
Well,
Lewis
I'll be real
after
with
like
you.
70 years of him coaching that thing.
You think Joe Burrow's going to go there, though? The Bengals?
Who?
Joe Burrow?
Who's Joe Burrows?
He's the Heisman for
Oh,
LSU.
yeah?
Oh, yeah.
They,
I
they're
don't know,
thinking
he could,
he's
yeah.
going to go there.
Yeah.
They think with
You know,
him, they're
he's
going
got
to
the
turn the
number
whole
one-
team
they got the
around.
number
I'll be real with you.
He'll be number one.
Any quarterback that goes, if AJ Green leaves too,
It's a
Yeah.
lot of
Like,
pressure, though.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. Any first round draft pick that's a quarterback that goes to the Bengals in the state they're in right now is a death wish.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna get anywhere
Listen,
unless that dude pulls off a, Lamar Jackson type thing.
It's
It
not
doesn't
gonna
have to
be
be with
easy.
mobility either, but like just quarterback, boosting the team.
it's
That's
definitely
what I'm
not going to be
saying.
easy, but it is doable. It's going to come with a lot of frustration. I mean, you look at the Bengals; they are going to have to rebuild. They got a tight end in Tyler Eifert that's getting a little old. AJ Green, he didn't even really play this season, and to be
didn't
honest,
need
we
to.
don't know when he's
Yeah,
coming
he didn't
back.
need to at all.
So, I don't think he's going to go anywhere. They're probably going to give him another max contract, but
wouldn't
How long is he on contract too? Does anyone know
I'm
right
not
now?
sure.
Off the top of the head.
I think he actually is a free agent at the end of the season, or one more
Really?
year left.
Wow.
Or
Well,
one more
hey,
year
he's
left.
got a year to decide what he wants to do, and I think that the Bengals are going to try to hold on to him with every ounce of grip they have.
That's all
um,
they got.
Yeah,
All right, but then we can move on to
yeah, we got a
Rookie
little
of
off
the year.
topic.
rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year. Now,
We'll let you start.
this one's tough. There's definitely
I
a
know
lot
who
of.
mine is.
Same.
There's a lot. I'd say there was a lot of talent in this rookie class.
Yeah, there was.
For sure. I mean, there's one that I guess like stands out the most that I've been reading a lot about. I added him late in this season, as far as fantasy goes, because a lot of people in my league were just like, well, he's hit or miss. But I go with AJ Brown, just because he's a big body receiver that has a lot of talent and upside. There were games where he would catch one pass for like 12 yards, but there'd also be games where he'd catch 4 passes for 127 or something like that.
Mhm.
So he's a good big body receiver that has a lot of potential in this league. I know notable wide receivers such as DeAndre Hopkins has shown and supported him and saying like, you have a lot of upside, continue with this, you're doing great, which is pretty cool. So my hats off. It goes to AJ Brown.
For me,
Excuse me.
it's
Keep
fine.
messing
Don't
that
worry.
up.
Don't worry. It's fine. It's fine. For me, it's Josh Jacobs, the running back for the Raiders.
Oh yeah.
I think
He was
is the
good.
clear, at least the offensive rookie of the year. I think he deserves to be that because
He's good.
the dude had really not that much to work with in Oakland. You know, he had to learn a whole new system
Don't tell that
with
to
the
John
coach.
Gruden.
John Gruden can kiss my
Don't
butt,
tell him
okay?
to John
Like,
Gruden. Don't tell him.
But Josh Jacobs really boosted the morale of the offense when Derek Carr was struggling. They could just hand it off to him, and he would put up a lot of yards per game. So I would go with Josh Jacobs for me.
So I'm gonna have to go with something different. I'm actually gonna go with Kyler Murray.
Really?
He was actually very
I
good.
think that the Cardinals
I like Kyler Murray.
were a really bad team. I think
They
they're
are.
not a very good team. Like they have almost nothing at offense.
Except Larry Fitzgerald.
He's old, and they're
He's 38.
And their
He's still
offense-
doing well.
And their offensive line is trash.
Oh, it's
It is trash. And this guy, Kyler Murray, is short, so he can't see anything above him.
Yeah.
There's
That's
a
what
bunch
they
of
call
big
it.
guys who can't block, so he's just running around. And they managed. I don't remember what they finished with, but they were losing. They lost a lot of games at the beginning, but they were really close, and they were against really good
He put
teams.
up some
You
numbers
know what
too.
he looks like in my
He was
eyes,
my
to be
backup
honest with
quarterback.
you? A young, unpolished version of Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Because Russell Wilson is short, he has an O-line, but he also knows how to move around.
Yeah.
Kyle Murray doesn't have the O-line, he's young, and he knows how to move around because of the O-line. Maybe O-line sucking helps the quarterbacks learn to be mobile and move around.
Yeah.
And he is a
You
mobile
know,
quarterback. He does move.
That's
his
why
feet
Brady
very
runs
well.
like 2 miles an hour, you know?
One of the best pocket passers in the game, though. You can't really.
No, I'm
Not
just
bad.
joking.
No, I'm not taking offense. I'm just saying. That
Yeah.
Brady is one of the funniest quarterbacks to watch run. Every time I see that guy run, I laugh my ass off. But
Yeah.
yeah, he looks
That's
like he's
hilarious.
running with cinder blocks on his feet, and
I'll give you that.
yeah, it's just hilarious. Like he did a block the other day. Oh, I was dying to tears. It had me in tears.
All right.
In tears. That
Well,
was
the last
hilarious.
The last thing we'll discuss about end of year awards is the defensive player of the year.
Okay.
So
You want to go?
sure, I think there's a lot of really good defensive players, but I think probably I'd go with Stephon Gilmore, just because I think
I agree with that.
Patriots defense was pretty overhyped at the beginning of the year. I think everyone was like, "Oh man, they're so good, they're so good." They're beating all these trash teams. And I think it was way too overhyped. But I still think Stephon Gilmore is the best corner in the league. Shut down corner, really hard to expose him and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to go with him.
Yeah, for me, I'm gonna be the basic guy. Okay, I'm sorry.
What are you saying?
I'm gonna have to go with Aaron Donald.
Oh God,
Okay.
He didn't even have
Jesus!
that great of a
That's what I was
year.
gonna say. I
No,
didn't even
but the
hear
thing-
about him this
the
year.
reason you hear about him is because teams are learning. Why do you think so many people on the Rams, other people than Aaron Donald, have sacks? Because they
But then
have.
how does that make him the defensive player?
No,
of the year?
because he takes all the attention away from everyone else, so they get the sacks. They have to triple team this man. I've literally seen videos of people triple teaming him. They have 4 defensive linemen, and they've just put 3 on Donald because they know he'll get to him first. If not Aaron Donald, if I would have to be a person to compare to him, I honestly think that the
Vince Wilfork is a good comparison.
defensive rookie of the year, defensive player of the year, I think, honestly, I'm gonna sound like an idiot right now, and I don't even care because I think
what was it gonna be?
I think it's Marcus Peters.
Oh,
I think he's done right on the
come
Ravens.
on.
I think he's done pretty well.
He
I
was
just
terrible in freaking L.A. Not terrible. He was like
no,
just
but when
average.
in LA, I admit he was bad, but when he went to Baltimore,
He's not bad.
he's not bad.
but
But I stick with my pick realistically. That was kind of more of a joke pick, to be honest with you. I really think it's Aaron Donald. All right, I really think he is the one person to really boost that team's morale on defense.
Jesus, dude.
That's just me. That's just
Larry?
me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Gilmore as well. I mean, he did very well this season.
He's the best corner in the league. I have
he-
to have that in. Yeah.
I believe he beat his personal record for interceptions in the season. He had 2 pick sixes this season. I'm pretty sure he's never done that before.
Okay.
Like not even 1 pick six in the season. He did 2 and they were this year,
Wow.
which I think is pretty
Eric
cool.
Rose halfway there.
Yeah.
He is halfway there, but you expat too. But I think Gilmore, hats off to him this season. I think he did very well. He's a very good open field tackler. He played the ball very well, as you can tell from his 2 pick sixes, and I believe he had six or 7. I'm pretty sure it's 6 though.
Yeah.
Interceptions on the year. My hats off. It goes to him.
All right, cool. So this is how the playoff picture is working, and then after we go over the matchups, we'll just do predictions with that, and then we'll move on. Well, we'll just go over the wildcard matches first. That's what we're gonna do. So the first one is the Titans Patriots. We're not gonna go over who you think wins. Just talk about the matchup.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Titans are in a really good position here. I think the Patriots look really bad right now on offense.
It's fair to say.
I don't think Brady's got his touch back. I think that the Titans are on have quite a bit of momentum, especially going into the playoffs. You know, they haven't been in the playoffs for a long time, and Tannehill's playing great.
They're hungry.
Derrick Henry's playing great. That they're focusing on the run game, but they have the ability to throw the ball. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a good game.
I agree with that completely. The Titans, I feel like, are the more hungry team right now. They had to fight to get in this position the whole season. Everyone thought they were going to be done, and then Tannehill takes the starting job. He's been
He's
balling.
good. He's good.
Derrick Henry's the rushing leader of the year. He had 1,300 yards this year,
Which is surprising to me because I thought it was going to be Christian McCaffrey.
I thought so too.
He's been phenomenal.
He has been destroying it, and I think the Pats. I think honestly, the only way they're going to win this game is defensively. The defense is going to have to massively step up, and I feel like, and I know Tannehill's been great lately. If you can shut down Derrick Henry, you can get Tannehill to make some mistakes.
Yep, I agree.
See, I think you can't sleep on Brady. I know he sucks right now, but he's proved time and time again that he comes out with passion in the playoffs. Because, for years they usually lose a couple games late in the season, but they always find a way to rebound. Like, I remember last year there was talks about him retiring after last season and how bad he was, but he came back and he proved to still be elite. So we'll see what happens.
But I've never seen him throw floaters like in basketball like he does.
No, he threw a decent amount over the couple of years. His arm is definitely deteriorating, but I still think his mind is still sharp. If he can get the short pass completions that he's known for, I think he's going to do well.
Okay.
But I think it is mainly on the defense. I think they have to do a great job containing Tannehill in the pocket. That defense is a monster in terms of stopping the run. I think they're very good at that.
No,
but I think the biggest matchups are going to be, I think the DBs are really going to have to step up. Because they looked weak against the Dolphins. I mean, for the best corner in the league, in Gilmore, in my opinion, he really struggled against Parker in that game. Yeah. Parker got a lot of separation. And
he had 140-something yards.
It's going to take a lot to stop the Titans, but I think it's definitely doable. We're just going to have to see who wants it more.
All right. Next that game that is up wildcard weekend is Bills-Texans. I really favor. I'm not saying we're going to do our scores later, but I favor the Bills in this matchup. I think the Bills defense is prime time. That is the main reason why
Bills Mafia.
Here. The Bills Mafia is strong.
They're nuts.
They jump through the tables
They're
and
nuts.
tables. I love it. All right, but I truly think that Josh Allen. I'm not saying he's amazing, but he will do enough on offense, and the defense will set him up to be in the positions needed to succeed. If it's field goals, if it's safeties, if it's touchdowns, if it's pick sixes, I think the Bills are going to win this game. The only thing about the Texans is that Deshaun Watson is very, very mobile. and I don't think they've dealt with mobile quarterbacks that well. So hopefully they can, alter their scheme to try and contain him.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all I got for that game.
I'm going to go for the Bills. As much as I really want to root for the Texans, they continue to disappoint me in the playoffs. It just makes me so mad.
That's for the segment later.
We might as well just merge it all together because it's. I can't hold it in, dude. I gotta let it out.
You gotta hold it in.
This Bills team is hungry. They haven't won in a really long time. Josh Allen's a good quarterback. They have good running back in Singletary. I think the
Frank
Bills.
Gore's a legend.
But I don't think they're stopping the Bills. The Texans find a way to step on their own feet and just fall flat on their face in the playoffs with all the talent they have.
Yeah.
It just makes me mad. So in all honesty, I think the Bills are going to take this one. I don't think the Texans are going to put up that much of a fight.
I have to agree with that a bit. I think it'll be a good game.
Yeah.
I think the Texans are a better team than last year.
Yeah.
They beat the Patriots this year. Did they beat the Chiefs? I think they did beat the Chiefs.
They did beat the Chiefs.
I think they stepped up in some pretty big games. But I think the Bills are a really good team. I think they're really good defensively, and I think Josh Allen has enough to do. I think he can do enough to get through this win. So I think I'd favor the Bills over the Texans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
I think we can all just say this: Saints versus Vikings. Saints are gonna. Yeah, we know
Yeah,
Saints.
no.
Okay. We don't have to discuss it. Kirk
Drew
Cousins
Brees
stinks.
is hungry. He
Okay.
wants
It's not
revenge.
even that. It's not even that he's hungry.
No,
I think it's just that Kirk Cousins is so bad.
He wants revenge, though. Drew Brees is fired up after last season.
Because he got
Fired
robbed. He got
up.
robbed.
Yeah. Listen, in my opinion, if that did not happen, I think the Saints would have won the Super Bowl.
I think
I
so
think
too.
I'm
so
not
too.
gonna lie.
I think so too. Everyone says that. They feel like the
No,
Saints won that game.
I feel that way. Like Drew Brees was robbed. That team, no matter if it was going, they were going to play the Patriots. I think they would have easily beat the Patriots. in that game.
And then Seattle versus the Eagles. I am sorry, but
I am also sorry.
I am gonna have to go with Seattle on this. I think you guys have overcome enough. I think Seattle's the real deal. I think they're an actual Super Bowl contender.
Yep.
Right? The Eagles are not. You barely won against a crappy division. All right? The Redskins are awful. The Giants are awful. The Cowboys have always been the most below average or average team I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
And congratulations, you beat them with nothing. I gotta give the Eagles credit. They actually won this division with so many injuries and so much turmoil and so many things not going their way.
Yeah.
And they won it, and they deserve to be in the position they're in. But now that you're facing an actual primetime team that is mostly healthy, and they just got beast mode back to the game before, I really think that the Seattle Seahawks are gonna win this game. That is just me.
Your thoughts, Larry?
All right, I'll go first.
He's ready.
I don't know if you wanted to sandwich it because I'm also rooting for the Seahawks in this.
Anti-go,
That's fine. So I think Russell Wilson, he's a MVP favorite this year. He's probably not going to win it, unfortunately.
He's going to get runner-up.
It's okay. Yeah, he will. I think he's played a very good game this year. He's got a good rookie in DK Metcalf, and then the other wide receiver core is Tyler Lockett. But I think the biggest addition in beast mode. And, Robert Turbin, he's not really talked about. He's not really all that good.
Been good, too.
But
they random guy they signed.
I think they have a lot of talent. I think, unfortunately, I think the Eagles are going to fall short because I just think there's way too much talent on the Seahawks team that is just going to overpower them. Like their defense, the Seahawks defense is not like what they used to be. But Bobby Wagner still is very good as their linebacker. They have a lot of young talent on that defensive team, and I genuinely think that they will slightly overpower the Eagles.
So I'm gonna have to go with the upset, actually.
Oh, really?
Of course. Why would you go against your team? That doesn't make sense.
With an upset conditional.
Yeah.
Conditional on Zach Ertz playing.
Okay. All right.
He didn't play last week.
Yeah.
Yesterday, so I'm gonna have to go conditional on the Zach Ertz playing because otherwise I got literally nobody.
Fair. Fair.
But yeah, I think the Eagles. I think the Seahawks. It was a bit of a letdown yesterday in the way that they played. They didn't look good in the first half.
No.
No. And they think that they might take the Eagles a little bit lightly. I think everyone thinks that division is trash, which it is.
Yeah.
But I think the Eagles have shown a lot of momentum in the last 4 games. Yeah, okay, they've been close, but they've been divisional games.
Yeah.
And division games are always close for the most part. Just look at yesterday, Miami and New England.
Yeah.
You never know.
Well,
what
that was
can
a
happen.
that was a
Yeah,
close game.
it was.
It was just I don't know what the heck that game was. So I don't think anyone saw that
No,
exactly
but
coming.
that's the case with divisional games.
It's
right?
just wild.
It's also I
It's
just gotta
just
throw this in
wild.
there. For some reason, this journeyman quarterback Fitzpatrick finds a
Oh,
way.
he's
And
unbelievable.
do you realize this? That's the second time he's done that to you guys. The second time he did it
Yeah.
with the Jets one
My
year
guy,
too.
us guys,
What?
us guys. What are you talking about?
No,
Patriots.
the Patriots.
Yeah.
You know he beat you guys.
No.
Okay, no,
What do
he
you
beat
mean?
the Patriots twice. He
No,
beat
but-
the Patriots twice because of this clutch touchdown at the end of the game that just beat
Beat
the
us twice.
Dolphins.
When was the first time?
The first time was when he was on the Jets when Slater.
Oh, Jets. That's a
when
whole
Slater-
different ball game,
when
dude.
Slater said,
Oh, focusing
we'll
on the
kick
pass.
on overtime. He said we'll kick,
Okay.
and then Fitzpatrick drove down the field and won the game in
Yeah.
overtime.
Wow.
So he's beating the Patriots in two clutch situations. And honestly, not a lot of quarterbacks can say that. So, the fact that him out of all people is doing it, he seems to be a low-key divisional kryptonite because on the Bills he wasn't that bad. On the Jets he wasn't that bad.
Yeah, but
on the Dolphins he's been above average, honestly.
The
for the team
Buccaneers,
that it
though.
is.
Remember
The
that
Bucks,
Fitzmagic? That's
he
where
was
it all
a-
started.
Fitzmagic started in New York.
I don't remember them calling that specifically in New York, though. I
They
remember
called- do you-
Fitzmagic
No,
on
I
the
did,
Buccaneers.
I did.
Yeah?
I remember that. Yeah. I remember
Really?
him in New York. Yeah. I remember his he was in the New
Oh, 'cause-
York, Buffalo, the Dolphins,
he's
everywhere in the
been
AFC
everywhere.
East except for
And you know what?
Every-
Every season
except
that
the
beard's
Patriots.
bigger.
Imagine Brady that retires this year and they sign Fitzpatrick.
That would be nuts. I don't know.
You get better.
Yeah.
I know.
Maybe. I mean,
You get
we'll
better
see.
right now.
We'll see.
But
I mean,
back to the point. Yeah, I think that the Eagles have had a lot of momentum in their wins the last few games, even though they've been close because they did in divisional. And I think people take them lightly, and I think you might see it win.
I'm always down for an upset. So I would not mind seeing that at all. There's a
I'm
pen right
going.
there.
So predictions right now: Titans, Pats.
I think the Pats are going to sneak away with it.
You think the Pats?
I think
I honestly think the Pats are going to win as well.
So I'm going with the Titans.
You're going with the Titans.
got to go with the upset.
Yeah, I genuinely think the Titans will win this game.
Yeah.
I really think so.
It's just I've been trained to think
That's
they're
fair
going to
enough.
win.
That's fair enough.
You
I
know.
wouldn't be surprised if Brady wins.
All right. Then next is Bills Texans. I'm going with Buffalo.
I'm going with the Bills
I
as
think I'm
well.
gonna have to go with Buffalo.
Okay. Vikings Saints.
I'm going to go with the Saints.
I'm gonna go
I
with the
love Drew
Viking-
Brees.
No, never. We never go with freaking Kirk Cousins. We're
You
going
can't
with
go
the
He's
against.
defeated on
See,
Monday Night Football too.
when people
Defeated.
go against Drew Brees, it fires him up, and
I
he
know.
goes off, and
I
you know he
know.
does. I can't wait. Michael Thomas too.
And
Oh,
then Seattle versus the Eagles.
I'm gonna give.
See, the fan of me wants the Eagles to actually win. I'm not gonna lie, but I think it's too much to overcome. I think Seattle wins.
I think Seattle's gonna win too. Russell Wilson's too hot right now.
I'm gonna have to go with the upset with
Eagles.
my
I mean,
So
you
just
can't
remember-
go against your
So
team.
just
dude.
remember your predictions because we're gonna go through the whole playoff picture now.
Sure.
Okay. So that means according to us,
Yeah.
the Pats are gonna face the Chiefs.
Yep.
And the Bills are gonna face the Ravens.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. I think because it's at home for the Chiefs, I think the Chiefs are gonna beat the Pats in the divisional round.
Yeah, most likely.
That's my
I'm
opinion.
feeling the same way.
Okay. Cool. And the lowest winning seed would be
The Bills.
the Bills, and they would face the Ravens. And I am sorry, I
I-
am not going against the
No,
Bills.
I am. I want the Bills to upset the Ravens so badly.
I don't think that's happening.
I think no. I think it's possible. It's a shot in the dark, but it is possible, and I want it to happen.
It's like me
because
saying that Marcus Peters is Defensive Player of the Year. There's no way that's happening.
that will be talked about for a long time if the Bills upset the Ravens and how good they are right now. It's like the Patriots being undefeated, going to the Super Bowl, and losing to the Giants. It's going to be talked about forever.
That's true.
I think that would be awesome. It's highly unlikely, but I want that to
So
happen.
keep it in your head who you got winning.
We got it
For
on
you-
tape.
So for
True.
me, it would be the Titans and the Ravens.
Titans and Ravens, and obviously the Ravens are going to win that, right? I mean,
Oh no, sorry. It would be
the lowest winning seed is the Titans.
No, the Bills are. Oh, sorry. The
Bills are
Titans.
low seed.
Yeah, and the Bills are the low seed.
Yeah, so it'd be the Bills and Ravens.
Yeah.
And it would
Wait,
be.
actually, no. Bills are the 5 seed. Titans are the 6.
Are they?
The Bills would face the Chiefs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so
And
Bills,
then the Titans would face the
so
Ravens.
Titans and Ravens. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go for sure Ravens on that one.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go Bills Chiefs. I think at home. I think Kansas City pulls it off.
Okay, cool. So then we're just going to knock out the AFC right now.
Yeah.
Then we're going to go down for me, personally.
Yeah.
I think.
Who do you got in the AFC Championship? Who's your teams? Like 2 teams.
I think honestly.
No, who's the
Oh,
opponents?
okay. So the opponents. When I said the Pats were gonna beat the Titans,
Yeah.
and they face the Chiefs, I think the Chiefs win.
Yeah.
So the Chiefs
Versus Ravens. You got Chiefs
versus
Ravens.
the Ravens.
I got a Chiefs Ravens as well.
I think.
It's
That's gonna be a
It's
good game.
hard.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This is just my gut
That's
feeling.
tough.
I think Patrick Mahomes is actually gonna win it.
I think so too.
You know who I
the
think?
Chiefs are gonna
Wait,
win
wait.
it.
But do you have a key player that
A
is
key
going
player?
to burn that Ravens defense?
Yeah,
Tyreek Hill. Oh, are you kidding me?
That's what I was going for. I was trying to bait you guys. I want to see if you said anything
Watkins,
different.
You know,
Sammy Watkins, Nicole
Oh,
Hardman.
he hasn't done anything since week 1.
Nicole Hardman.
No, Sammy.
Oh, Sammy Watkins. He's still a threat though.
yeah, he's still up to right now.
He's a threat, but like
So
you're
So we,
underperforming.
both got Chiefs coming out of
we
the
both
AFC.
got Chiefs. What
Yeah,
about you? You
I
as well?
well, I think so too.
You
wait,
just said you
compared
had
to
the
the
Bills
Ravens.
upsetting the
You
Chiefs.
said the Bills upsetting the Chiefs.
Compared to the Ravens,
No. In your seeding,
yeah,
you had the Bills versus the Chiefs.
Titans or the Patriots are going to beat the Titans.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you got Patriots.
So then it would be. I would say
No, Patriots,
to be honest,
Chiefs.
Patriots,
to be
Chiefs,
honest,
Bills, Ravens.
I think for a better game, I think Patriots Ravens would be pretty cool.
Oh, no one wants to see old Tom Brady in the freaking game anymore.
Every time the
Oh
Ravens and the
my
Pats are in the
God.
Super Bowl or in the like divisional games, whatever it is, there's always trickery. Always. Whether it be a double pass or something, and it usually is just like, what the?
Yeah,
Every
I
time
know,
you see
I
it,
know.
it's always exciting to watch two teams like that.
That's true.
And especially, I hate to say it. I really hate to say it because it sounds like vomit coming out of my mouth. But I think the Patriots would be underdogs in that one.
Yeah.
I really
They
do.
are the
I
underdogs.
think they're
In-
underdogs in every game.
It's
I think
except
it's
for-
every
disgusting to
game.
say that because of how dominant they've been.
Except
but
for the
like,
Titans,
ugh.
I think they're underdog in every other game they're gonna play in.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting.
So
It's disgusting
All right,
that
so
the
then-
Patriots are on their way out.
So you got Patriots, Chiefs. Who are you
Finally.
taking?
Patriots Chiefs. I would say the Chiefs are going to win that one.
Okay.
I think
Bills, Ravens?
Brady's getting old. The team is getting old. The Chiefs are
Well, if you get
young
Bills,
and
thank you.
rising, so I
Yeah.
think the Chiefs are going to take it.
And Bills, Ravens.
I want the Bills to win. I
What's
really
your
do.
prediction?
What's
I
your
think the
prediction?
Bills will win.
So you have a Bills.
I'm going to be bold.
Chiefs.
I will be bold.
AFC Championship.
I will be
and
bold.
who wins the AFC Championship?
Don't even say
The Bills.
Are you really going with the Bills?
Bills Mafia. You guys know you're out there. Somebody jump through a table for me.
Dude, if the Bills, I'm telling you right
You
now.
know what?
If
Hey.
the Bills make
No.
the AFC Championship, I will jump through a table
No,
outside.
I was
Yeah.
just about to make a bet with you.
Okay.
If the Bills win, I will jump through a table.
You both have to jump through a team.
I don't want to. I'm not predicting it. All right, he's predicting
I will. If the Bills win, I will jump through a
it. You
table.
can aim through a
And it
table.
will be
Yeah.
on camera, and we will put it in the bloopers after the video.
That's totally fine with me.
But it has to be
That's fine by me.
Super Bowl though.
That's fine by
I'll
me.
take it. Let's do
That's
that.
fine by me.
Let's do that. That'll be
Alrighty.
fun.
So you got the Bills going to the Super Bowl.
We'll just have to get a table, but yeah,
Oh, wow. I am shocked by that,
Alright, the sixth
honestly.
seed.
I'm confident. I think it's gonna be fun, and
It's
to be
the
honest, I
fifth
kind of
seed.
want to jump through a table anyway. So
Okay, all right. So then we're going to just do the NFC and wrap that up fast.
So Saints, Vikings.
Everyone knows
Saints.
We're all Saints on that. All right.
Saints, I think they're the clear favorites.
Seattle Eagles. We had Seattle. You had Philadelphia, obviously.
Yeah.
Yep.
Eagles fan.
So regardless, the Saints would then play the Packers.
I think the Saints are gonna
The
upset
Saints
the
will
Packers.
pay the Packers, and that means the Eagles would face.
The Eagles or the Seahawks would face the 49ers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So for me, I'm gonna go with for Saints Packers. I'm going with the New Orleans on that one.
I'm going with that too.
Me too.
New Orleans,
I think
but
Rodgers
I don't think
doesn't
the
have
Packers
much
are as
left.
good as- I don't think the Packers are a true 2 seed. I think they're not as good as people
I
think they are.
agree with
They
that.
got destroyed by every good team this year.
Agreed. Very
And,
much agreed.
Eagles, 49ers. I'm actually going with the Eagles on this one. I really,
Oh!
and this is not just me.
His
Like
face. His face.
I really think there's something interesting about this team lately. Yeah, I'm really going with the Eagles on this
Are
one.
I
you
am
actually-
trying my best to contain myself. How can you think that
I
is
do
true?
not think the 49ers.
Are you
have
just
enough
are you
experience.
lying to
No,
us?
no, I
Like,
really think. I
Listen,
really think. I
You
that-
think with that roster they have right now, with
I
the
don't-
nothing that you have,
How many?
you have nothing.
Can you tell me?
I'm
Can
gonna
you
be
tell
silent
us-
Okay, wait,
for-
no. We're gonna go over it again.
No,
I'm just gonna
Let's see
listen.
these names again. Greg Ward, Joshua Perkins, Robert Davis, and Dallas whatever Goddard. All right, you think they're gonna beat all of that?
Can you tell the folks out there, if you don't mind me asking, you tell the folks out there how many games Jimmy Garoppolo's played in the playoffs?
It doesn't matter.
It does.
It doesn't matter
No
if your
playoff
team is that
experience.
bad.
He has to play well. You
Okay,
don't play
but you realize some of that roster also has playoff experience.
Okay, but he
For
has to
example,
play well.
Let's say, who's your number one receiver now? Greg Ward?
Well,
right? He's facing Richard Sherman. He's going to be locked down.
Can you tell the folks out there, last year, there was no Jimmy G. Can you tell the folks out there how good the 49ers were?
They were awful.
So he
Who
makes
was
it,
the backup of them? I don't even
exactly.
remember.
So he has to play well, and I think the fact that he doesn't have a lot of playoff experience, I think gives the Eagles a little bit of a
He hasn't
opportunity.
played, but he's
Opportunity.
been there.
He's been with Brady as a backup the whole
Yeah,
time.
but he hasn't
And he
played.
says he's better. So if he's better, I want him to prove it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take the Eagles. I think we're getting an Eagles Saints NFC Championship.
I told you it was going to happen.
All right, yours.
For me,
So you're taking Saints Packers.
for me
Saints.
it's
Saints Packers.
yeah, Saints Packers.
And then the Seattle 49ers.
For Saints Packers, I'm going to go with the Saints.
Yeah.
And Seattle versus the 49ers, I honestly
That could go either way,
I,
dude.
that can go either way, but I truly think that Seattle is going to win that game. That's just me. They learn from their mistakes from this past game. They'll look at the footage. They'll go over the review. They'll realize the weaknesses that the 49ers have displayed. And I truly think that the Seattle Seahawks, not by a lot, I think realistically, I think it's going to be a game-winning field goal, to be honest with you.
Probably.
It's going to be mad
Those
close.
two teams go at it all the time.
Yeah.
And
So
what's ironic is those two teams weren't even predicted to win the division.
I
The
know,
Rams
the Rams were.
The Rams.
You're not gonna
Actually,
get
I don't
the
even want to
Rams.
get into
No,
that.
no,
I don't want to get
yeah,
into
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Not gonna
So,
Rams.
so who do you got, Larry? Saints,
Uh,
Packers,
Saints for sure.
and then Seattle, Sanford.
That can go either way. And as much as I hate to say it, I think I'm going to go with the 49ers. I think I just he's going to pull something out of nowhere. I think he'll come through.
So for you, you've got in the NFC Championship the 49ers and the Saints.
Saints are going to win.
Right? And you've got
I think Drew Brees has
have
more
Seattle
experience.
versus the Saints, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually think that it's going to be a really, really close game.
Don't say that. Don't
No,
say
but
it.
I think that the Saints are going to win.
Okay, thank God.
I think the
Thank
Saints are gonna
God.
win.
I thought you were going to
I'm
be
not-
like
I think
Seattle.
it's going to be an overtime thriller. That's what I think it's going to be. When I said,
Nah.
you're not going to believe what I'm going to say. Like, I think
Can't
Russell
guard
Wilson,
Mike.
because this is the difference, though. This is the
Guard
difference.
Mike.
Regardless of how much Russell Wilson is down, he always comes back. He always comes back. So he'll make it a game, and he might extend the game. But I truly think that Drew Brees is on a tear right now. I truly think that he is going to get back to the Super Bowl that he should have been at last year.
And he should have won last year.
so I got Eagles Saints, and surprisingly enough,
You're going to go with the
I'm
Eagles?
gonna go with the Saints. No,
Oh. all right.
I'm going with the Saints on that one. I think the Saints are on a mission.
Too much to overcome now?
Yeah.
The 49ers, you can do it, but with this team.
No, the Saints are a different
You
monster.
just
I
can't
think.
stop
I think
Michael
the Saints.
Thomas.
Yeah, I think the Saints are on a mission
Ugh.
to come back. It's like the. It's
You
like
have
the,
them going to the NFC Championship game.
Yes, I do.
The Eagles.
It's like the Spurs. The Spurs when they lost. Remember Ray Allen's Game 7 against.
Oh,
Yeah.
he
Right?
saved
And
LeBron.
the
Let's-
Spurs came back the next year and just won the title,
Ah.
right? Because they got robbed, quote unquote.
Yeah.
I think the same thing is going to be here. I think the Saints are taking the title.
Okay.
So I got Saints Chiefs in my Super Bowl.
Same here.
And you got San Fran and Saints. Who do
think
you have
the
in the
Saints.
Super Bowl?
I think the Saints are going to win.
Saints and
Saints.
Bills.
Saints and Bills? No, not the Bills.
You chose the
You
Bills.
chose the Bills.
I don't want to choose the I
You-
don't think
you can't
no,
take that
the
back.
Bills
You
aren't going to
chose the
win.
Bills.
The Bills aren't going to win.
So
though.
you had Bills Chiefs in the AFC Championship. So are you taking the Chiefs?
I think it's going to be Chiefs.
Alright, so
Saints.
we all got Saints Chiefs.
We all got Saints Chiefs.
Alright, so who you picked?
The what?
Who you
For what?
picking? For the
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Saints,
Obviously
Chiefs.
Saints.
okay.
I think that it's going to be tough.
Oh, that's gonna be. A
I
tough
don't
game to
I
choose.
don't think the Chiefs are going to be able to contain Michael Thomas. Nobody
this
has.
is the difference, though, and everyone's been talking about this with the Chiefs the last couple weeks.
Their
The
defense, is
defense
playing.
has gotten better.
Yeah, but they're also not going to be able to take on their tight end, Jared Cook. He's been phenomenal lately. You cannot stop Jared Cook. You try to double Jared Cook, you can't leave Michael Thomas one-on-one. You just can't.
The dude's a reception machine.
He broke the record this
did,
year.
he
You
did.
can't stop that guy. And then if you don't throw to him, Drew Brees finds
Okay, you
Jared
could
Cook.
focus on that, but you could also
No.
focus on Tyreek Hill being the fastest man in the damn league. All right, regardless of how you feel about Sammy Watkins, he is a threat.
It's not going to be enough.
All right,
It's not going to be enough.
Hardman's fast as hell. Travis Kelce's a top 5 tight end in the whole league.
Not going to be enough, dude.
All right, and then they have as a running back Damian Williams, LaShawn McCoy still there.
Yeah.
Like
It's not going to be enough.
It's a lot to overcome, but like if I were to, I think at the Super Bowl we can predict scores with this right now, and I truly think, and we could change our minds later on when Super Bowl comes around if things change and injuries. That's fine, but before the playoffs start, I'm going to say, and I hate saying it, but I truly think that Patrick Mahomes actually is going to win this.
I
I
think so
think he's
too.
going to win it. I think it's going to be ready. So this is your segment. We're going to let Larry do this.
Okay.
These are the last 2 segments, and then we have a 5-minute thing for you, and then we're done.
Well,
So
I don't know what you want me to really go off of because a lot about
I wrote
the
it
NFL
down.
grinds my
I wrote
gears.
it down from what you told me
Well,
yesterday.
yeah,
What you
well-
wrote down was the Browns
Yeah, the Browns are
and
one
the
of them.
Texans.
What
But-
about them?
What pisses them off
Well, I just
at the end of the year?
how do you have so much talent in both these
You can
teams
chime in too anytime.
and don't do crap with it? Like you don't.
Yeah.
The Texans have a lot of talent. Very two high caliber wide receivers in my opinion. They have a good running back. They have a great quarterback, and they don't do anything. They always seem to choke, and when it matters most, they choke. Now, that's just the start of it. That's the Texans. Now the Browns, superstar talents in Odell. They have a great running back in Chubb and Kareem Hunt. He's back.
True.
Jarvis Landry has been the star wide receiver for them, which I did not see coming, and I don't think anyone did.
Yeah.
Thank God Freddie Kitchens is gone, because what they did and how they used Odell, in my opinion,
Yeah.
was pathetic.
I
Very
agree
pathetic.
with that. I agree
That
with that.
how do you not play a receiver that is unbelievable and talented as such Odell?
Yeah.
Like has not done anything with Odell. That really makes me mad.
I get
Because
you.
it hurt my fantasy team, to be honest. Because
That's why you're
That's the
angry.
main reason.
I mean, well, who isn't angry about that? Nobody saw this coming. Odell was maybe I think he was my 2nd or 3rd round pick, and
I wouldn't draft a receiver in that round, but
I had to do what I had to do. My first pick was McCaffrey.
I mean, I want to talk about. You can't go about your fantasy. You had
Yeah.
1 win.
Listen, I got 11th. I beat Jimmy.
I lost because I had McCaffrey, I had Mark Ingram, and then I had Odell, Thielen as my 2 wide receivers, and then I had a questionable flex in Philip Lindsay.
I got you.
But
I had Philip Lindsay as well.
Odell underperformed so badly that everyone in fantasy, pretty much in my league, was just like, I don't even want him. I'm not taking any trade for him. Like that's how bad the Cleveland Browns.
I
used
actually
him.
want to hear this because Odell was in your division for many, many years.
Yeah.
And I'm very curious of what you think of Odell Beckham right now.
Well, you think what?
What do you think about Odell Beckham right now?
I think he's a really good receiver. You know, I think he just didn't end up in the right situation with the Browns. I think the Browns are just in a mess right now. I think they just don't know what the hell to do. They don't have good management.
I mean, they fired Freddie Kitchens. That's a start.
Do you
Well,
think
it's
it's
a
a
start.
coaching issue though? Do you
Yeah.
think that was the big issue?
Yeah, I think it was. I think
Yeah.
might even be a general manager issue. You know, the whole structure thing. But yeah.
But I know those arguments literally shown on camera of Odell arguing with like Freddie Kitchens.
Yeah. So I think
Apparently, but that was over a ref's call though. I just want to make that clear. That's what he said. We can't take what the players say into like exact words, but
Yeah.
that is what Odell said. Odell said he did not flip off Freddie Kitchens
He
directly.
says a lot of crap though. That's the
Yeah.
one thing I
But
have to
he's
say.
he's claiming to be a different wide receiver this year. He
I
has
know.
not freaked out as much
Oh,
as he
he's-
did on the Giants.
He's very different too. Not as productive because they never target him.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
that's another way to talk about it too. Now, I think when you talk about the Texans, because you mentioned the Texans a second ago, I think the biggest thing about them
It's
is
just
that
underperforming.
they underperform first round of the playoffs every single freaking time. They can have a great season. I bet you 1 year if they went 16-0, they lose the first round of the playoffs. They
That's
can't seem
what
to
I
win
mean.
Anything.
That is what I mean.
It's sad. They're the best team in Texas, dude.
Yeah.
You know? All right.
Can you
Speaking,
really? The Dallas Cowboys.
Okay,
Oh.
that's me. So,
No, but I'm not. I have one more thing before we move on to you.
okay.
One more thing.
Okay.
When is the league going to hire full-time refs so that these dumb, controversial end of the game
I agree with that.
plays
I agree with that.
can stop?
Yeah.
Because what is this? The 3rd year now? All the part-time refs,
Yeah.
and how many bad calls have happened since then because these refs are not full time.
They got to change
It
some agreements.
makes me mad, and I think it starts up the top with the commissioner.
Goodell.
Roger Goodell
So I get booed
needs
everywhere.
to leave office. He's an incompetent CEO that does not take anything.
I agree with it.
Like,
you know,
He says one thing, does another, listens to something, doesn't change the rules. It
does
just it
one
all
good
starts
thing,
with
then
him.
throws 3 bad things at you. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
you never
it's
know.
ridiculous.
So you're gonna love this, and you could totally chime in on this. My segment on this podcast is the butt fumble.
Okay.
All right. Basically, I talk about the biggest disappointment of the week, or in this case, the season, because it's over. All right.
Yeah.
And this biggest disappointment this season, there are 2 teams, or specifically one team, one person. One is the Dallas Cowboys.
God,
What
Cowboys.
was
God, the
that
Cowboys.
this season? What was that? You were firsthand watching this, so I'm really glad you're here for this.
I honestly think
Like,
that they are a really.
They're
I was
terrible.
I was scared of them at the beginning of the season. I thought, they're gonna probably be a wild card. We're gonna win the division, but they're gonna be a big threat. I didn't see this season coming the way it unfolded, and then they have so much talent. They got Prescott, who
Wants
I'm
$40 million a year.
Well, listen, I'm still scared of him at times. He can go off. He beat the Rams. Did you see that game?
I did see
And
that
then-
game.
Rams.
And then, they got look at their receiving core. It's like freaking Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, Tavon Austin. Who else they got? They got plenty of guys up
They
there.
got Zeke in the
They
backfield.
got Zeke. They got freaking Jason Witten, who is old, but they got the other guy. I forgot the other tight end's name, but he plays well too. So they got a decent offense, and their defense was playing good at the beginning of the year.
DeMarcus Lawrence, Van Der Esch, Sean Lee,
Yeah.
all good defensive
And I think-
players.
Renner's rookie of the year last year, defensive rookie.
Yeah, he did.
And I
Yeah.
think they just straight up underperformed. I think the talent, the coaching probably wasn't there, but the coaching was no different last year.
The
most
biggest
part.
thing with this, if Jason Garrett is not fired
Yeah.
after this season,
Right.
I'll be
they-
happy.
I'll be real with you. I would not be happy if
No.
I were you. You know
What?
why? Because they consistently suck more with them. In your position, I'd keep him there all the time.
No, that's what I'm saying. I want him
Oh,
there.
you want him to, I thought
I
you
want
said
him.
you want him to go.
No,
Sorry,
I want him
my
because they just
bad,
keep
my bad.
sucking with him.
Yeah.
See, I look at him and I'm like, I hate your face. I just look at him and I immediately get mad. Like, that's the guy I just look at.
Laughing on the
Yeah.
sideline.
And I'm just like, God, you even look like
How has no one made a meme yet of Dak Prescott throwing an interception? Way to go, Dak! Way to go! No one's done that yet.
Oh, it's coming.
America's team.
Why don't we do it? Put it at the end of our
I don't
bloopers.
think they are America's team. I think they are America's
not.
failure. This
They
year.
are.
The
Like,
Patriots are America's team.
I don't even think this year they are America's team.
Maybe not.
This year, in the past, yes, I will give them that.
Steve.
But this year,
No,
to
this
be
was
real
an
with you,
abysmal
to be real with
year.
you, it could be the Eagles. They worked with nothing to get to the top. Like,
Yeah.
you know, America was all those years ago.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
so.
So what's
Sorry, no receiver had over 500 yards receiving.
No,
I am sorry.
I'm saying if you're gonna say America's team, everyone seems to be jumping on the bandwagon of the Ravens. I'm gonna be honest.
No, it's not even specifically the Ravens in my eyes. I think it's just the Lamar Jackson train. Like everyone sees that. Oh, a new Michael
He's
Vick,
not
and he's
the
better.
only one
you
though.
know?
Yeah, that's true.
All of their Mark Andrews has been very good as a tight end. Mark Ingram's always been a workhorse. He played really well
I
this
love
season.
Mark Ingram,
And he's funny.
He's
That guy
funny.
is funny.
Big trust.
I hope-
Trust.
I want to get that guy on our podcast. It's gonna be really hard, but we'll see
Oh,
what
I
we can
wish.
do.
I
We'll
wish.
tweet at him. We'll see what happens.
You tweet. Come to our podcast in Connecticut after you win the Super Bowl. Just say that to him.
Yeah, we'll be like, come on, we got big trust over here.
We got big trust in the
We
building.
trust each other.
Oh my God! But
Let's try to get him.
I think the other biggest failure this year. You know,
Wait,
originally
what do you got on there?
I got Freddie Kitchens as the other failure, but I have to say this
He's
too.
a big failure.
Adam Gase was going to be the failure this year until we actually. I don't think he necessarily turned it around. I don't think it was all him. I think it was mostly Doug Williams, who is the defensive coordinator. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, him. I think he is a workhorse. He is not afraid. He will go up to guys who are 350, 400 pounds and scream in their face.
Yeah.
Like, he does not care. He is
You
not
shouldn't
afraid in any
care.
way.
What are they're not going to hit you.
Yeah.
No, but some coaches are a little more sensitive. They won't say anything.
Well, that's
Alright.
a bad coach. in
Exactly,
my
like
opinion.
Jason Garrett.
You're not
Okay?
going to get better
No,
if you're
but
coach.
It's
Adam
okay.
Gase.
It's okay. It's okay.
I thought Adam Gase was going to be fired after I was watching the Jets-Dolphins game, and there was a point on the field
They lost.
where they lost, and I see him all by himself on the bench. All by himself. Not a
With his head
person,
down.
not a person around him
Yeah.
at all. And
Yeah.
he's sitting there. They're down like 10 points, 14 points, whatever it was. It was embarrassing. And he's sitting there with his little headphones on, trying to write up something to beat the 1-7 Dolphins. And I was sitting there on my couch. I'm like, what the heck is this guy? How'd he get this job? Oh, because he helped Peyton Manning. I can coach Peyton Manning.
No,
I can coach Peyton Manning. All right, the dude's a game manager. I can coach Peyton Manning. All right. Oh, we helped with Jay Cutler. Look where he is. All right. What has he done?
Yeah.
What has he done?
He's been in the league.
He's been in the league.
No, on the league, the show.
Congratulations.
And his wife.
I don't
His
care.
wife did more than Jay Cutler.
Oh my god.
She was more in the show than Jay Cutler was.
It's ridiculous. So I really thought Adam Gase was going to be at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to coaches.
Jeez.
But I have to give Adam Gase credit, even though I hate saying it.
Yeah.
I don't think it was all him. I think it had a lot to do with the staff that they had. But the record definitely shows that they started believing in something. I think ironically after they got blown up by the Patriots on Monday Night Football 33-0.
Yeah.
After that, I think a switch
turnaround.
flipped, and I think they turned around, and I think they moved forward in the right direction. So I'm not putting Adam Gase as the butt fumble this year. He was for half the season.
Yeah.
If we got a half season award for that, and he definitely is. He was the worst I've ever seen. He was worse than Todd Bowles.
Yeah.
All right?
Honestly.
Yeah, he was worse than Todd Bowles. But I truly think that Freddie Kitchens deserved to be fired. I'm sorry. After what Myles Garrett did
Yeah.
that time, and then later that week, remember there was a rumor going around, actually came to fruition. He wore a sweatshirt
Yeah.
supporting
I
the
saw
Myles
that.
Garrett.
I
I'm
saw
like, are you dumb?
Yeah.
Are you asking to get fired?
I know.
He was. I think he was.
I know. I feel that.
But hey, we don't want to take too much time here. This podcast is already going over an hour. We have a lot to cover next week as well.
True.
So we should start wrapping it up here now.
That is pretty much it, to be honest.
So I guess just last things, we just want to thank our viewers. Thank Simran for coming out
No worries, James.
and
Oh,
kind of supporting our little podcast here.
Actually, let's just. I forgot about this.
What about it?
About what we do with our guests in the future.
Okay.
I need to know how you became an Eagles fan and what you think of your fan base as a whole. That's basically my two questions. I'm
Oh,
gonna be
actually,
asking
this is
every
going to
guest.
be interesting. This is
I
pretty
need
cool.
to hear that.
This
I
is
need
our
to hear
closing
that.
arguments. What do you got to say?
So I became an Eagles fan just by watching. I just started, we get local games here, right? So
Yeah.
Sure.
Eagles are generally one of the teams if the Giants or Jets or Patriots not on. I just started watching football and stuff like that, and just kind of like the team. I was like, all right, cool, I like the team, and I love Michael Vick. Michael Vick was my guy.
What's not to love
Tell me
besides
what
the
you did in
dog
Madden
thing?
all the time.
Yeah,
Tell me you did in
I
Madden.
used to curl flats and run with him.
I mean, that was one of the most fun things to do. You literally that guy was so fast. All you could run you could be at the 1 yard line about to score, hike the ball, run the other way,
Yep.
wait for the people to catch up to you, juke them all out, and then score.
That's
And that's what I loved. And he would not get fatigued.
And I think
So I respect that.
They're a
'Cause
they're a rowdy fan base, and which I love.
They're pretty
But
wild.
I think at sometimes they can be pretty harsh on especially Wentz. This year I heard a lot of booing, and some of it it's like, okay, sure, he can deserve, but he's growing. He just came back
He's
from
still
an injury. He's still young.
Still
he just
young.
came back from an injury, and people have this expectation because of what Foles did, right?
Yeah.
And you just got to give him a little bit of time. Look at him now. He's playing really well. So just don't necessarily boo. I didn't like that, but
Because I'm just saying this. This is what a lot of people bring up. When you guys won that Super Bowl almost 2 years ago,
Yeah.
you were flipping cars. Some person actually ate horse crap on the street.
that's
Yeah, that's not my first choice when we
When we win
win
the Super
something.
Bowl, I'm not going, let me go eat horse crap on the street.
What's the craziest thing to do?
I don't think, at least the Bills Mafia got it right with the tables, all right?
Yeah.
But, I don't understand,
Didn't they also bring down a street pole? The Eagles.
they brought down the street pole.
Yeah.
You guys, when you guys win, it doesn't give you the right to destroy the city that you're in.
Sure.
Then what are you going to be,
Listen.
trash Adolphia? Well, what is it?
It's their first one in a little while.
Yeah.
They did have a
Ever.
right to party, but
They go a little too much, but you gotta love them,
I was just curious. I just curious what you thought of the fan base.
it was kind of
like,
expected.
I
But
kind of expected it a little too.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's all
yeah,
I had to
that's
say.
it. So that's all we have to say. So again, thank you, Simran, for coming out.
No worries,
This
Joe.
was a lot of fun. We're to get this video out by Tuesday around 12 tomorrow. So we hope to see you next week around the same time, and we'll go over playoffs.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right.
All right, Jello.